Today we are going to do our lab. I am using two VMs. On my left is a Windows 11. On my right, we have a Kali. So first thing, we want to go into our network manager. So let's go to VM manager. So Windows, settings, network, and network one. So I'm on network one. Now, if you just go up to the next server, to the Kali box, same thing, NAT, network one. So let's peek at network one. Network one is what we have at the university here. 10.27.110.0. Make sure you enable DHCP. We do not have a server in the environment. So you want to make sure that's on. You can use any network you want, or even bridged or NAT, up to you. But that's the background I am. So once again, check your bidirectional. If you don't know, it's machine settings, advanced, and here. All right, so let's ping first. So I'm going to go this direction. IP config all. So that is the current IP address of the VM. We go to terminal here. We'll do a Control Shift plus to get my font just a little bigger. So IP address, then here. So I'll ping this way first and make a prediction. Okay, so it's not pinging. So come over here. So what I'm going to do is resize this window because you can't see. There we go. So it's clear. So ping 10.27.110.5. All right, so what's happening here is the firewall. So if we turn the firewall off, I'm not going to take the time to do that. Come back here to terminal, Control C to cancel. And you can see it didn't say it was sending packets, but it did. It sent 33 packets to 327.43 microseconds. Get this notepad on the second screen. So do your sudo apt update upgrade. I already installed ipcalc, so I'm just going to do some random my IP address. So you put the IP address, no space. You do the right command. So I think it's important to get a better understanding of the ones and zeros here. So if you look at 10, it looks like that in binary. This is 27, so on and so forth. So what I'd like to do is walk the subnet mask. Let's do a 25. See the results. So it's wrapping around, but you can see subnet mask is a 1 and then all zeros. So it's a 128. So it's a 128 right now. I'm going to do a 26. Now it's at 192. Because now you have two ones. Walk it again. So this is how you get a better understanding of how this is working. So clear? All right, so let's go ahead and start SSH. I'm sorry. Let's wireshark the ping. So let's go sudo wireshark. We're going to do some screenshots in this. So remember, we don't want to just let this thing run rampant. So I want to put the filter on. So ICMP here, ping 5. And so then you can see him coming over here. You ping echo, a ping reply, request, reply, request. So it's just back and forth. So go ahead and screenshot that. Windows Shift S. You click to screenshot a VM, click on your bottom bar here, your start bar, and then do Windows Shift S. Then it'll highlight, your actual desktop area. All right, so now we're going to go to SSH. So I'm going to change my filter. I'm going to put in SSH. And right now, currently, that traffic had no SSH running. All right, so let's go to terminal. We got to open a new one. All right, so we want to do sudo. So we're going to start a bunch of services and then do nmap. So this one's going to be SSH. Okay, do nmap. So it's open. If you stop it, it closes. Okay, so we're going to now do a wireshark on SSH. So what we want to do is your SSH filter on. Now what the command is SSH at the command prompt, and -L, username, and then IP address. So you can see right now that we're getting the key exchange, the elliptical curve Diffie, that's your encryption, and now they start to encrypt the packets. And you see server client relationship here. So put in the password. So now you're logged on here. So we could do LS and do all kinds of things. So what I'm going to do here now is just click on any of these. Doesn't really matter. Just right click on any of them, come down to the follow and the stream. So what you can see here is it's using OpenSSH, and then it's all these encryptions it could be using. And then here's some more. And then we start going down and we start to see nothing but, gibberish. So that's your encryption. So screenshot this, click on your taskbar, and post that. All right. Close that. Stop my stream or my filter. We're doing XRDP next. So XRDP. Now let's just leave SSH in there. All right, so over here in your Windows machine, we want to do an exit. That could cause problems having somebody logged in. All right, so let's see where we're at here. We just did part 1 all the way down to here. SSH. So now we got to do it. If you don't have it installed, go ahead and do the install, start the service. Okay. So back to terminal. So let's do XRD. If it's not installed, you'll have to install it. XRDP, and the command's on the sheet. Now we're going to nmap. I start the command and I either hit the tab key or the right arrow key and it fills it in. So now we have 2 ports open, SSH and 3389, which stands for Microsoft something web server. So now we're going to do on your Windows machine, go to remote desktop, put in the IP of the box. So now it's saying, once again, you're using, look, see the encryption here? Way down the bottom here. So it's using version 2 SSH. So we'll say yes. Now we'll log in as Callie. All right. So that's expected because you can't log in with the same user. So we got to do some things here. So this is XRDP. So once again, if you right click, we're going to screenshot this, follow the stream, and it looks a little different than the first one. It's not nearly as long. There it is. Took a second. It is pretty long of gibberish. So screenshot this, and that'll be probably your last screenshot, I think. Okay. So now we have to do a who, a users, and a last on our Kali. First of all, do who, and it's telling you who's currently logged in. Users, that's how many users are on, and then last. Last you have to install. So these are the last logins, Kali, 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 Kali. All right, so then we need to add user here. Sudo add user RDP is the username. Notice you have green, blue, and then the black is the variable. New password. New password. Now, if you don't want to fill the information in, it says right here, just press enter and it'll blank, make it go in null or blank. So now you not have to type the capital Y because it's already, I'm just going to press enter. Because the capital means it's default. All right, now let's try to remote in. Say yes. And then Kali and Cyber. Ooh, kick me out. Wasn't expecting that. Maybe the password is wrong. RDP. Thinking about it. There I am. I'm remote desktoped into it. So that's remote desktop. So we actually can now take the monitor off this Kali box and we can remote into it from anywhere. Okay. So the rest of this, okay, so this is going to make this user the administrator. So over here, there's sudo bi sudo, and I'm just take the arrow key and go all the way down till we find something that has root. There it is. Okay, right under root, do the RDP, press tab, and now copy what's above it. All equal all colon all. They're not capital. That will mess it up. Learn from experience. All right, so down here, this caret means control G will be help, control X is exit. We want to write out, so control O. And now it's saying, do you want to write to the suitors file .temp? And if you do, you press enter. If you don't, you change the name. Now it says 54 lines wrote. So that just makes this now, if I go in the terminal here, I should be an administrator. But it's running so slow that I don't really want to take much more time with that. So what I want to do now is maybe run. So what I want to do now, because it's running really slow, so I'm just going to exit my remote desktop. It says remote session will be closed. Okay. The last thing we're going to do is do a web browser. So now we're going to do Control X in this screen here. And we're going to now turn on this. Sudo service Apache 2 start. Now, if you do an nmap, now we have 22 open, SSH, 80, 3389, and now 9867. So now we're going to stop the service. Now, anytime you stop a service, you want to verify it's gone. So now you want to do an nmap again and make sure that is closed. So you see the ports are now different than just up here. So it closed 80 and 9876. So now we'll do this here. And you can wireshark it on your own. I think you guys are handled that now. So now if we go to a web page, I'm going to stay off my VM here because it's running pretty slow. So I'm going to go here and just put in the IP address with the port number 8080. So it would be 10.27.110.5:8080. And there's your web page. I don't have an index file, so I'm listing all my files because I'm a very inexperienced Linux user, and I just made a website, and everybody can take my hard drive away. That's what's going on here. Yours will probably say Apache 2. So if I go here back, and remember, Control C will cancel. Control C. So there's the Control C command. So I'm going to arrow up and change it to a random number. 128. So now prediction is we change the port number, we do a refresh. Okay, you can't get to it. So now if you come up here now and you match the port number, now I'm back in. So that's how you can disguise or try to come in ports that are actually open that are not normally used for web traffic. So the rest of this is something you guys can do on your own. This is actually creating a sample Pi program, which is coding. And then you can do this down here. It's just a little coding. If it's useful, it'll come in handy later if we get a little bit familiar. So at this point, just screenshot what we have and turn that in, and I'll see you guys soon.